Hey guys, welcome back to another Toyota Tuesday. I'm Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me over here Clinton from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
This is a show we do every other week during summertime where we take any questions from our viewers, and we also invite you to send us some pictures of your Toyota. I've got a email pinned here up at the top comment. It's Toyota Tuesdays at gmail.com. Make sure you put the S at the end. And
Cat's already making an appearance.
yeah, she's early tonight. Um, Also, another important note, we tell you this every week, but eventually we're going to switch the show over to its own dedicated channel off of Sixth Gear Garage. And I have a link in that pinned comment as well for that. So go to that channel and subscribe. And that way, when we do make the switch, you're not going to miss any future episodes of the show. Um, Clinton, what's new, man?
Nothing. I broke my truck again. Oh, my
Um,
feet cut out.
there you go. That should be good.
Thanks.
So, what what broke this time?
The frame.
Uh,
More specifically, the leaf spring hanger and front cross member at the very front of the frame. I guess just years of abuse up there. It slowly cracked and let go. Yeah, I sent you a photo, and in the photos you can see the frame's not rotten at all. I didn't send you the photo from the front, I guess, but if you look at it, there's no rot on the frame on the other photo. I realized I didn't send that.
no,
Yeah,
I see what you're
with the
saying,
front
man.
hanger cross member completely separated.
Wow. Yeah, that is a solid, very solid frame.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, that sucks. You can't
yeah. It
catch
was
a
a good one.
break. 2021 is not a good year.
No, no, it's not my year at all. Uh, Fires and
Fires and
three motors and
yeah.
now a frame break. As soon
Oh
as I
man.
get it back on the trails, something goes again. But is what it is. I'm gonna get it fixed, and it'll be better than it was before.
There you go.
I've
Um,
actually I've been in contact with Four Wheel Underground about getting a 3 link kit for the front, so it should be better than ever when I or near-ish future.
cool. You're thinking like this season? Get to it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
might be this season. It depends on the deal I can work out with them, but
Yeah.
I hope it's the season.
That'd be good. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. What's new for me? I've been working on the restoring the Land Cruiser wheels. Um, I almost bought another Land Cruiser at the last show. I think we talked about it. I contacted a guy on Facebook who had one for sale for $1,600, and I figured
Yeah,
I was second in line. I'm not going to get it. Turns out the first guy never came for it, so I was first in line to buy this Land Cruiser.
yeah.
So I got the cash. I drove out, borrowed a trailer, was ready to pick it up, and he was selling it for his dad. And he's like, "Oh, my dad's not home tonight. Next night, next night, he could his notary wasn't home, so it got pushed one night back. And then some guy stole it from me, showed up with 2,000 bucks cash and his own notary, and he got it. I was pretty bummed, but we'll
What
look
do
at the
you
pictures of it later.
what do you need a notary for?
Um, it,
What's that all about?
maybe not in all states, but here in Ohio, to transfer
Yeah,
a title, the the legal way. I mean, you can
yeah,
skate around it if you want to, but to do it the legal way, both the seller and the buyer have to sign the title at the same time. Like there's
yeah.
separate lines for each one, and it has to be stamped by a notary to make it official. So you can
Wow.
take it to the DMV or wherever you do to transfer the title, whatever they call that in Canada. Um,
Yeah, here you just not buy, you just pick up some transfer papers and both parties sign it, but you don't need it to get notarized or anything like that.
oh man,
Bring
Uh,
it into well, what would be the DMV equivalent here, I guess. And yeah, then it's done. It's yours. You
ah,
pay the tax on it and it's done. Done
that
deal.
that's so much easier.
Yeah.
Um, so
I
yeah,
have
it's always a
I have a
pain.
few sets of transfer papers just sitting around that are blank just in case I'm buying a vehicle after hours or last
Smart.
second where yeah. But yeah, you never know.
Yeah, and a lot of times most people don't care. They'll just sign it and just like we'll just both sign it, and you can just basically a notary can be anybody that pays like
Yeah.
so much a year, and there's some notaries that really don't really care much about doing it by the books. And you can just be like, hey,
Yeah.
here's $10. Can you stamp this? And they'll do it.
Yeah.
But uh, but yeah, I missed out, man. I almost
That sucks.
had a very cheap and very rusty 80 series. We'll look at some pictures here in a little bit. Um, let's see. I see we got a couple comments here. Nick was wondering if we could make a video fixing all the IFS suspension. Maybe rebuild a first gen 4Runner so I can use your videos for help on mine. um, Also, where do I get Toyota parts online? Let's start with the first one. Does anybody rebuild IFS or they just solid axle swap? I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever seen an IFS rebuild video.
I don't think I have either.
I don't think I have. That's a good
Um,
point, Nick. But I don't. Yeah, I think by the time it wears out, people are just like, screw this. I'm just gonna solid axle swap it. Um,
yeah.
Especially for all the
Yeah. I don't own anything with the torsion bar IFS that would even help.
yeah, and then think of all the pieces and parts and
Yeah.
ball joints and arms and all that you need. I mean, just I think that's part of the reason why the solid axle swap is as popular as it is.
But yeah,
Um,
it takes a front end or suspension that has, I don't know, however many components and narrows it down to like 10% of the components. It's
yep,
much simpler setup.
with all the strength and more for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't think I definitely won't be doing one of those videos, and I know Clinton won't. And I can't say I've ever seen one on YouTube for that reason. So
I
sorry about
mean,
that.
if fixing your IFS suspension means doing a solid axle swap, I've got plenty of videos.
Yeah, there you go.
uh,
um, Yeah, I mean, I'm curious too. Like, what's wrong with it? Is it just sloppy, or bushing shot, ball joint shot? Little insight there. Maybe we can at least give you some advice as to what you might need on done on it. But yeah, rebuild a first gen 4Runner. That was my game plan for a long time, but I couldn't find one, so I bought some other Toyotas instead. But there's a lot of channels of people restoring first gen 4Runners now, especially since they're like have shot up in value. So I think there'll be plenty of that on YouTube. Um,
yeah.
Trying to think of any offhand. I don't know any channels come to your head offhand that feature a first gen
Sure.
4Runner.
No.
Um,
Not with IFS.
yeah, it's true with IFS. I don't know.
Snail Trail, there's one on there every once in a while, but it's solid axle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys that do restore the first gen 4Runners, both
But
IFS
typically
and solid
the
axle.
ones that are getting restored are the ones that are already solid axle, like an 84, 85.
Yeah,
It's not really worth doing the um, IFS ones. It's not as cool, anyways, so that's probably not done nearly as commonly.
yeah.
But maybe,
Then again, I mean, if I was going to restore a 4Runner, I wouldn't really care if it was IFS or solid axle because I already have
yeah,
a solid axle truck. But if I was going to restore it and make it brand new again, I probably would just
yeah,
drive it on the road anyways. But even then, it'd still be better if it was a solid axle, just because of
yeah.
that factor.
I mean, if I were to do a first gen 4Runner and want to keep it IFS, I feel like I'd want to put it on a third gen chassis, just so they have the coil sprung front end. So it's so much a lot, once again, simpler and easier to work on, and it's overall way better
Yeah,
ride.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. And the third question in the comment was, where do you get your Toyota parts online? I think it depends what kind of parts you're looking for, engine, suspension, or whatever it is. But what are your
Rock on.
yeah, Rock Auto. Definitely, if you want to save a buck, check
Like
out
if
Rock
I'm buying
Auto.
parts, like yeah, like engine parts, or like, I mean, unless it's like aftermarket suspension stuff, but like um, for the third gen 4Runner, a lot of our stuff, like a lot of our suspension stuff, came from Rock Auto and stuff. It's cheap. You got options whether you want like really cheap or you want like daily driver
Yeah,
standard parts, or Yeah. So no, and then even if you get the their higher end parts, it's still cheaper than local auto parts store, at least in Canada.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just watch for the big stuff because they'll get you on shipping. Um, I found a killer deal on fenders for my 1980, but the shipping made it like way beyond reasonable. But
you should try shipping to Canada.
oh, I can't even imagine. I
So
don't want to think about
before
it.
COVID was a thing, we would just get it shipped right across the border and go down and pick it up, just to save all the duty on it. Because yeah, that's what really get nickels and dimes you is the duty on stuff. But
Yeah,
it's still getting it shipped here is a lot cheaper than buying it at local auto port stores by far.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for, I buy a lot of 22R, 22RE stuff. Um, LCE Engineering is a great vendor. 22RE Performance is good for that.
Mm-hmm.
Suspension, you go with like Trail
Low range,
Gear. What's that?
low range off road.
Yeah, yeah, low range off road's a
Yeah,
good
trail
one.
gear.
So yeah, there's a lot out there, and like you get what you pay for. If something's cheap, it's probably for a reason, or made in China. Watch what you're buying on Amazon and eBay.
And eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I redid the front end of my wife's Forerunner, I bought all eBay parts, and it lasted months
Yeah.
before I had to redo it all. But yeah, that being said, I then replaced the ball joints, with Moog parts from the auto parts store, and that lasted like 6 months before the lower ball joint failed.
You s-
And Moog was supposed to be the better quality stuff from at least my local auto parts store. I don't know if you guys got Moog in your auto
y-
parts stores down there.
Yeah, we do, and
But
I hear like a lot of good things and bad things about Moog. So I don't know if it's just
yeah,
like hit or miss quality, or some people are really like putting it to the
yeah,
test.
I don't trust them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a lower ball joint fail is I mean, it's pretty common on third gen Forerunners, first gen Tacomas. You need to get the one with the 777 stamp in them. I guess it's supposed to be the really good quality ones, which is what I ended up replacing them with in my wife's Forerunner, and those ones have been great so far. But also, I haven't driven it in over a year or two because it's a project vehicle at this point. But
Let's see here. My trail spare kit includes 17 tie rod ends. Speaking of Amazon, this is Matt B. Recently bought a new fuel pump from Amazon. It came super dented and scratched up. Returned it, and they sent a second one that was only scratched up. Um, yeah, fuel pumps. If it was dented, I wouldn't use it either. But I bought cheap, dirt cheap fuel pumps. You can get them for like 15 bucks, and they're like
yeah,
the universal kind. But still, if I was paying a
um,
lot for it, I would definitely want it to show up nice.
before I had a bush bumper on my truck, I replaced the lower valance on the bumper because mine was super rotten, and I found them on Amazon for $75, and it arrived, and I with the courier when they were to go to drop it off, like they mentioned this is super beat up. Like, do you want to refuse the package? I was like, yeah, I do. And yeah, Amazon just sent another one right after I told them that one came in completely destroyed, and I told them to take it back. So Amazon's pretty good about their returns, anyways. Where Rock Auto was not nearly as good for returns,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
most of the time it's not even worth trying to return stuff to Rock Auto.
Yeah, eBay's pretty easy with like an automated return process, but you deal
Yeah,
directly with the seller. But most of the time, they just take it back if it gets damaged
yeah,
because they insure it when they ship it.
yeah.
But
And yeah, they sent out another one right away, and it was beautiful. Worked
nice.
good. And it came properly packaged when they sent it as well. Whereas, yeah, the last one was just very poorly packaged, which is why it got destroyed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've had things like the shipper just didn't care. They just like throw it
Yeah,
in an empty box with a couple like of those air packs, and just like hope for
yeah.
the best, and you get it, and it's like poking through the box, and yeah, definitely cringeworthy. Um,
Hmm.
Let's see. What is the best aftermarket carburetor for a 22R? People go with the Weber for good reason. It's proven. Stay away from any of the Chinese replacement stuff for sure. Um, I would say either rebuild OEM or go with the Weber.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, system pictures. I'm at 85. All right, we'll check out the emails in a little bit here. I've got a lot. For some reason, it's like every 2 weeks to do the show. Sometimes it seems like the market of interesting and used Toyotas is just kind of like dipping down. And over the last 2 weeks, I found a lot of cool stuff. So we're gonna look at those today. And
Perfect.
yeah, including what was that Land Cruiser 80 series on Bring a Trailer? It was like 136K, I think it sold for.
That's too much.
It was a couple months back. Yeah, one sold for like 136,000. It had I forget how many miles it had. It was like
Yeah.
5 or 10K or less. That record has been shattered. There has been a new.
No way.
Yeah, you know what? Here we're talking about it. Let's go check it out. Um, yeah, where is it? Here it is. I just saw this earlier today, and let's see here. Um, I saw this on a Land Cruiser Facebook group. Now this is a CarMax auction. I never heard of this before. Apparently you can. It's public, but you have to sign up for it. So this is a CarMax auction, and this is a '97 Land Cruiser with less than 5,000 miles. And can you guys? I don't know if it's kind of small because it's vertical. That is $170,000. I cannot believe it. So, well, I got some pictures of it though to show you. It's clean, but 170,000. I don't know. Here we go. So here it is. It's a U.S. model, 97. It's you can see it is clean, white gold trim. I
Hmm.
have no idea why it says turbo on the side. It's obviously not OEM. Not sure if they're trying to fool somebody or not. That is where the turbo diesels say it. But yeah, basically it looks like a brand new Land Cruiser. It is 4,628 miles. Got the gold package, so a little bit of extra bling there. It's got the wood trim interior, all original.
Wow.
Brand new looking seats, which is, if you've ever looked at an 80 Series Land Cruiser, the seats are usually destroyed by the time they're around 200,000 miles.
Is
But
that reupholstered?
no, I mean that's got to be all original. It
Oh.
looks it looks like it, but I think it's just because it basically hasn't been used. Um,
Yeah, I mean, like, it's still like if that really light color looks like it'd be really easy to get completely filthy or
yeah, oh
stained.
yeah,
But
for sure. Yeah, not the best color choice for something you'd ever want to use much. Even
yeah,
even the nets aren't stretched out. These things always get like saggy and they sag like way down like that. So
yeah,
yeah, the center caps still match. I mean, like this thing looks like it's never sat out in the sun. It's pretty amazing. However, is it $170,000 amazing?
too.
That's
That's
crazy what the
that's
market is
that's
doing.
more than like a brand new one.
Yeah, it's insane. I should have checked what the inflation adjustment would have been. I'm sure that it ends up being a lot more than inflation when this was new. I'll have to check that out actually. But yeah, there it is. That's today's crazy Land Cruiser sale.
Road market.
Now that is that beautiful or what? You got to admit.
Yeah, right.
Look at that bolt. There's not even rust on the bolts. Coming from Ohio, I could like,
Or the frame, or the axle,
yeah,
anything, or the yeah.
yeah, that's
One of the
nice.
bolts was brand new.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't think it's $170,000
no,
worth.
and I can't believe.
I think
Um,
you can
and
you
when
can probably get a somewhat clean one and fully restore it cheaper than buying that one.
for sure, yeah. I mean, you could have a few of them for that price,
Yeah,
with LS swapped or whatever crazy swap you want, really.
yeah,
But
because that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Is that it? What do they charge for those like icon Land Cruisers?
Oh, that's a good question. Like those FJ the 40s.
40s. Didn't they do 80s too?
I,
Oh no, 60s.
yeah, they did 60s. They're probably going to get to the 80s soon since that market has
Yeah.
exploded. You know, now's the time. Um,
But like, what do those go for? About the same price? They're
I
probably actually more expensive.
That's a good
Nope,
question.
starting at 195,000. Yeah. Okay, it's
Whoa.
still
All right.
cheaper than an icon one.
You're still ahead.
Yeah, you're still ahead. Although those ones, I'm pretty sure pretty much everything is brand new. Like I think they get a new tub and like everything for it.
Yeah.
But the downside is I'm pretty sure they don't use Toyota axles and they don't use Toyota drivetrain. So what's the
Hmm.
point?
Yeah. But I guess I don't know something like this being 97. What 24 years is old math? 20, yeah. So all those the hoses are almost a quarter century old. All the hoses, all the fluids, all the lines. And
Oh, the
it's
wire.
yeah the wiring. Um, and how long? It's not good for an engine to sit. Those unless you fog it properly. Those rings are going to be sitting in the cylinders. I don't know. I almost want one that is driven occasionally if I was going to pay that much for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the condition, and I get you're paying a lot for the condition, but the mileage is actually kind of scary because those cars weren't made to sit.
Yeah, you might need to get it rebuilt before you decide to make it a daily driver or something.
Exactly.
And again, if somebody paid $170,000 for a Land Cruiser,
Yeah.
are they going to be actually using it after they buy it?
I don't know. It's weird too that it's on like a CarMax, which is known for like they lowballing people on their used cars. So I guess they have their own auction, and I'd expect something like that on Bring a Trailer maybe, but not CarMax. So,
No.
but yeah. Let's see here. Um, okay, here we go. Somebody bought one of the Amazon carbs and running as 22R for the last 4 years now. So yeah, there you go. There's also a ton of support for the Webbers if you don't have emissions. That's true. If you're in California, good luck. Or New York, or wherever they have wherever they have emissions. Let's see. Well, here we'll look at some more. Like I said, I did find a lot of interesting stuff over the last couple weeks here. Um, this one, fortunately, I don't have a lot of photos on it. This is a 1975 Toyota pickup, four-wheel drive conversion. If you guys have ever heard of the Wolverine, this was these all only came to the U.S. as a two-wheel drive, and the dealerships used I want to say a Dana axles or something like that, but you can see it's still five lug, and they actually converted it into four-wheel drive after it was delivered to the U.S. And so they're pretty rare. And this thing has sat outside for 10 years. The guy was asking, what was it? $15,000 for it, which I don't
Wow.
know. I'll let you guys make that call if you. But I see some rust. I see body panels like shifting, so I'd be kind of sketchy about the structural integrity of this one here. But very rare indeed. If you guys ever see pre 79 four-wheel drives, they are rare. And I think I only have just the three photos of this, but definitely a cool truck. I like the fronts on these. I think they look really aggressive as a four-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. This
Kind of
is
look like the Ford Couriers.
yeah, they do actually. Yeah, I think those are pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, here's an oddball. Chinook, if you guys are into overlanding at all, I've always thought these would be cool to own. Maybe not this old, but the Chinooks are basically Toyota's camper on the one-ton chassis. So, what is it? 20R engine rebuilt, five-speed conversion. Eh, he's asking 9,500 for it. Not a lot of
Few years
photos on
ago,
this.
few years ago, these used to be so cheap,
They did.
like very cheap.
Yeah, and like,
But that's like
I,
nobody really wanted them a few years ago. But
yeah, you could get them for under $1,000 all day long.
Yeah.
And COVID came along and everything like got crazy, and now you can't get them for less than a few grand.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the interior. Uh, there's the exterior. This is a weird looking one. Usually they're, I don't know. This back part is different. Maybe because it's such an old model. Usually they're a little
That is a
more
weird looking one.
angular. Yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of pictures of this one.
It's like purple.
Yeah, it is. Work in progress, but kind of cool, man. If I was gonna buy any kind of RV, it definitely would be a Toyota. I've always thought they'd be cool to own one of those.
I
Um,
like the front on that one too.
yeah. So that was, yeah, 9,500 bucks. Get you that. Let's see here. This is an interesting one. A show truck, Red October. That's a 1980 Toyota pickup in Tennessee, 56,000 miles. Show winner. It's in magazines. It's got a 3.8 liter GM V6 swap, backed by a 350 with a shift kit, and the rest of the drivetrain is all Toyota. And I know, Clinton. I know you turn your head when you see a GM motor and a Toyota, but it's interesting they used the V6 instead of the 350. And it's got this. Let me get to the. Yeah, there it is. It's got this weird, like, sort of like cap extension. It's not like an open cab inside. It's got this. It looks like they took out the window, maybe. I don't know what's happening here, and I can't tell if this is like flat or if it goes down into the bed. But yeah, there's a. That's a show truck of the past there.
Yeah.
There it is in its magazine spread. It looks like it actually goes down into the bed, but yeah, pretty cool. And they're asking, yeah, there's that's how you know it's a 90 show truck right there. They're asking 22,500.
U-bolts are painted red. The drums are red. All the linkage for the drums are red.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, no metal was left unpainted on that one.
Even the brake lines are red.
Yeah, they are.
And the fuel tank's yellow. What? I mean, that's a super, super clean looking truck. Like the frame looks great.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just time to
they restored it early enough in its life that the frame looks good,
yeah,
but it probably hasn't been driven much. And yet the yellow fill cap,
the yellow fill cap, the yellow trans, and they even painted the rubber
yellow
mounts too.
chassis case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
I
man,
see the front U bolts are painted red too.
yep, yep.
That's there.
Yep. Hey, it was the 90s, you know? Or
Yeah.
actually, I didn't even see. Was that 80s or 90s? It doesn't say on here. I guess probably 90s. So yeah, if you're looking for a show truck, let's see here. Jose says even a 305 small block Chevy would have been better than the V6.
Yeah, if you're gonna go through all that work, why put in? But
Right.
I mean, at the time, I guess a V6 is probably still better than the 22 RE or whatever it
Mm,
was, or 20R, 22, whatever was in that thing.
yeah, because they use a 3.8 in a lot of stuff. It'd be cool if it was the Grand National 3.8, the turbocharged one. That'd be awesome. That'd be a sweet swap. Would that disgust you, a Grand National swap in a Toyota?
Yeah,
Would it? Okay. So anything non-Toyota is just it's
but
no
anything
good.
non-Toyota doesn't belong in a Toyota unless
uh
it's leased, I guess.
yeah. This one sold pretty quick. 82 Toyota Trekker. We talked about Trekkers here and there on the show. They are extremely rare. Basically the predecessor to the Forerunner. In 19 early 80s, the Toyota got with Winnebago, and they created these um, truckers. And what it is they took a truck, took the bed off, and put a fiberglass sort of bed on the back, along with a cap with a hatch door. Now this tailgate does not fold down; just the hatch opens. And
I would rather have this over that 75 for that conversion. This is
Oh
way
yeah,
cooler.
yeah. This is cooler for sure, and these are really rare too. This is obviously in rough shape, but it appears to have good bones at least.
It's cool that it's got the Trekker badging and nameplates and stuff on it.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be a good restoration project for sure.
It would be. It
Yeah,
doesn't look too far gone to be a restoration project either.
not at all. And it's a lot of fiberglass, basically from the cab back is fiberglass,
Yeah.
so you've got no rust to worry about. Actually, the guy I bought my bed from for my 1980, he's got one. Um,
Hmm.
see, this is Mr. Fix It Kyle on Instagram. He does a lot of Toyota stuff. He's here in Ohio. There's the bed I bought in the background. So yeah, this is the inside of one. This one's very rough. It was sat out for I forget how many years, but the cab is completely rotted away, as is the frame and everything else. So um, he has a long bed here in the background that has the bed that I now own, and he took this off, pulled the cap off, took the fiberglass tub bed off. He cut it up here, extended it a foot, and refiberglassed it. And
Wow.
yeah,
Made it Trekker.
yeah, he's really good with fiberglass, by the way. And it had like this whole chunk missing from the back. He actually repaired that as well. Um, I've been following him on Instagram and Facebook to see the build. So yeah, check that out. It's really impressive. So he's gonna have the only long bed tracker. So he's got an extra what foot and a half of space, and he's gonna use it for camping and stuff like that. Yeah,
What did you
there's
say that is on Instagram?
it is Mr. Fix It Kyle. Uh,
Mr. Fix.
yeah, Mr. Fix It Kyle. Yeah, Kyle.
I found it. Perfect.
Yeah. Um, actually, where's the bed? Yeah, there's the bed.
Wow. That's
It's
long.
it's rough, but it's the parts on this one that are clean are the parts that I need to fix mine. It's got a clean floor in it. Um, so that's kind of what I need, and I'll probably use some other panels as well. But that's about the nicest thing you'll get in Ohio.
He's got a picture on his Instagram of when he picked up the Trekker in the woods, and it just looks thrashed. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it was in really rough shape. Like it's kind of sad that someone let it get to that point, but it's like far beyond gone. So he's doing the best thing that could be done with it, and that's to make it work and actually customize it and make it pretty cool.
yeah. Follow back. Apparently, he already knows who I am.
Yeah, yeah. Follow him. He's got a 85 Forerunner, lifted, built up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got that long bed truck. Obviously, he's got another. I think his wife has a Forerunner, and he's got another Tacoma. I forget. Bunch of Toyotas, and he fixes them up and sells them. Um, definitely better at fiberglass than I will ever be. Let's see here. A couple comments here came in. Third gen Forerunner and a second gen, both built mildly. We joke all the time about posting them for like 10 or 12K and see if anyone buys them. You're not far off, man. The third gens are already going up in value.
Yeah.
If you've got, SR5, low mileage, or definitely a 5 speed is good, or the limited. Some of those are really getting expensive. I've seen some go in over 20,000 on what was it? I think it was Cars and Bids. I saw a couple go over 20,000. I think one went for like 26, but it was like 5 speed with real low. I think it was like 20,000 miles or something like that. But yeah, it's happening. First mod. Wait, what first? Okay, what first mod would you recommend on an 86 pickup? Just bought a one-owner truck. Uh,
415,
what's that?
415 the frame.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Depending on your region, check out that frame. Um, Kind of depends too on what your plans for the truck. Are you going to be off-roading it? Are you going to be, driving on the street? Um,
Yeah. if it's a serious off-roader build kind of deal, the very first thing I would do is a rear locker at least.
Yeah,
As if I were to go back in time, that definitely would have been like the first thing I would have done to my truck, just because that gets you way further out in the bush than like even a solid axle swap alone will be. That means nothing if you can't get traction to begin with. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Really, I mean, for something like that too, if you're gonna do one mod at a time, I say just
yeah.
save up and do it all at once. Do your rear locker, a rear gear, bigger tires, lift. I mean, something like that. It'd be ideal just to do solid axle swap. Might as well, it kind of depends. If you're gonna do it a little bit at a time, obviously you'll be taking things apart more than one time. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it kind of depends on what you're using it for. Um, but all right. Nobody really cares about my mullet. Just it's all about Clinton's mullet. All right, I see how it is, Jose.
You can't even tell.
You really can. Between these headphones and the how dark it is in here. Oh man, I've got so long to go before I can even like compare.
Even compete.
Yeah, oh, come on. Let's put me to shame now. uh, let's see here. Let's get back to some Toyotas here. Where were we? Here we go. Here's an oddball. These are pretty cool, and they're definitely going up in value. Toyota Tercel SR5. These things are four-wheel drive from the factory. This thing has a lot of high miles on it, but check it out. It's definitely you definitely have to know what they are and kind of like them to be able to look at it because they are,
From the front.
yeah. But
I've never seen one of those that aren't rotten and falling apart in person.
yeah, they do have they're worse than our trucks when it comes to rust.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
But this thing's pretty nice, and they are actually capable too.
Yeah, that one's yeah, that's pretty clean. Yeah, I've never seen one that clean in person for sure.
Yeah, this is actually I think this is a pretty good deal. I think these will be going up in value as more continue to crumble away from rust.
Ooh, SR5.
Yeah, yeah, they actually have the same inclinometer as the trucks.
I think the that $2,500 for that is a steal.
Yeah, definitely. Um, let's see where was this? This was in South Carolina. So even comes with the original Steelies too. Has little to no rust, clean interior, paperwork, service manuals. Um, let's see. Oh, there we go. um, Currently, the transmission is stuck in low gear. It has been removed from the vehicle. Okay, maybe that's why. So you're not going to drive it home. Still, then again, parts for these things might be kind of scarce. It's no,
Hmm.
it's no Toyota trucks.
No, and they're I'm assuming they're unibody too, so it's not something you can just throw a solid axle under.
Exactly. Yeah. Clinton's like, yeah, I'm out.
Not necessarily. That's not impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be a really cool build one day, but
You could do it if you're dedicated.
yeah.
Here we go. 85 Toyota 4Runner, $22,000. Solid axle, 22 RE, California, 147K on the body, brand new engine, and extra stuff and things like that. So, uh, keep in mind this was quite expensive, and I don't know. I feel like if you're going to ask this much, it's got to be really nice. Which this is a pretty good example, but it's got some dings on it.
Nice tan interior.
Yeah,
Still has a spare tire carrier.
yeah. Around here, those rust off.
Yeah, here too.
It's got the cool original. I assume those original graphics. I don't know. Maybe they're not. I've not seen one like that before. But
I think a
yeah,
lot of dealer installed back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a clean interior. Overall, pretty good shape. You can see it had, I thought I had a ding in one of the corners or something like that. Yeah, there it is. A little dent in the back there. But
Oh yeah.
overall, yeah, there's a close up of it. $22,000. I don't know. Maybe on Bring a Trailer, but probably not Facebook. Let's see here. Jump back to comments for a second and catch up. Oh, Jose. He says I didn't know you had a mullet. Well, uh, and he's growing one as well. So I'm sure you were inspired by Clinton and not myself. So there you go, Clinton. You've inspired someone else to grow their mullet.
Sick.
Yeah. Let's see here. Um, yeah. So the 86 was a California truck, so no rust. So nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky. All right, we get another some mullet advice here. Got to invest in a quality curling iron to get the clout of a solid mullet, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I
Or
have.
just have natural curls like me.
Yeah, or just be born with it, or just have mullet DNA.
Yes, Chris have mullet DNA.
Let's see. Hi, watching from Portugal. Thanks for the good content. I have an 89 pickup. I'm going off road with it. Do any of you guys know how many inches of lift the truck needs to fit a high steer? We talked about this before. I believe it was 4 inches, but I think you said you've seen some get by with 3. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, my brother's truck we use the 3-inch trail gear leaves
Yeah.
and high steer. This is fine.
Okay.
Um, I would imagine you don't even need that much lift.
Yeah, I thought when I ordered my kit, I thought they said 4 inch minimum. Um, but
I don't see that because if you look at the front end of my truck, it's low. Like the clearance between the leaf springs and the frame rails is like very minimal. And if you're putting a high steer kit on an older truck, you need to relocate or you need to add a steering box anyways, so you can just clock it vertical so that the pippin arm is like right underneath the frame and have a
oh
flat
yeah,
pippin arm, and you can get away with like no
that's true.
lift.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, there you go.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on how you're going to set it up, but you can put the steering box in a spot where you can keep everything nice and tidy and have very minimal lift.
Let's see here. Any thoughts on Bilstein and or Rancho shocks? It's more expensive. Always is more expensive. Always better. Um, I, I'm I've always been assumed, or I guess I've read that Bilstein is a step above the Ranchos for sure.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I think your money, extra money spent on Bilsteins will be worth it.
Hmm.
Let's see. It's oh, never mind. Different comment. Let's see. I thought the 89s were IFS. They were.
Yeah,
It must.
he's from Portugal, so I'm assuming you meant Hilux, and the Hiluxes in '89 did come with solid axles, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
The Americans, we're apparently softer than the rest of the world because in '86 Toyota decided that we need IFS to compete with Nissan and the Ranger and the S10 and all that. So they were so kind to give us the IFS front end, while the rest of the world still got the solid axle through, I want to say, what, 95, 96? Whatever that.
yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I don't know when they actually changed, but
Yeah, I think it ended with the
they ran it
generation.
for a while.
Yeah. So yeah, just one less cool thing that, North America always gets screwed out of the best stuff, when it comes to automotive. So one more reason that we didn't get the cool stuff, along with all the
Right.
diesels and
I think it worked for Toyota back in the day, though, but
Yeah, I guess so.
how about it. Once they became cheap enough for people to buy and then hack up, but now they're going the other way where they're not cheap anymore.
Yeah.
So
Let's see here. Okay, yeah. In Europe, someone says the solid axle came until 92. So maybe different
there you
parts of
go.
the world got it sooner or later than others.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have some neat advice for anyone dealing with substantial rust. You have my attention. If you ever used a navel jelly for rust, consider buying straight up phosphoric acid. I have heard that. Never tried it, but yes, I have heard that is a good solution.
Looks like in some markets the Hilux with solid axle all the way up to 97. So
Okay.
hmm,
Uh,
lucky.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get to the emails here in a little bit. Let me catch up on comments, and time is like flying by tonight. We got like, what, 13 minutes left in the show. So we'll definitely
Yes,
get to
sir.
those emails. Um, so yeah, you can get the phosphoric acid at Home Depot, and it transforms the rust into being inert, and then you can paint right over it. Nice. Um, let's see here. Any future projects coming to the channels? I don't know, Clinton. Any future projects? Any teasers you want to give out?
Yeah, second gen Forerunner.
Nice.
I found so I had this idea for a kind of like a YouTube series where like the like turning a paperclip into a house kind of see
Yes,
you
yeah.
know?
Trading up, right?
So yeah, what I want to do is I want to get a Toyota um, pretty cheap that maybe requires some work. Uh, Pick it up, fix it up, upgrade it a little bit, and wheel it a little bit, and then sell it or try to trade it for something even newer. And kind of work my way through the generations until I can make my way up to like something more current model.
Like
But
like a 2019 TRD Pro 4Runner. It'd be like
I mean, that would be cool.
the peak. You'll be
I
like,
was as far as like a second gen Tacoma, but hey, if I can get further than that, sweet.
yeah, might take you a couple decades, but that'd be
That's
cool.
what I mean. But it's going to be a long burner as far as the YouTube series goes, because it's going to be the one I'm picking up. It's wait, here's it. It's a '94, but it's super clean. The body looks amazing on it. The only downside is it's got blown head gaskets. But I figure I get it cheap enough. I could put in an engine or do the head gaskets, and then still have this amazing body that I would still get good resale value out of because it looks so clean.
Nice.
And then from there it would be probably a first gen Tacoma or something I'd like to get into. But
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah,
Um,
obviously it's not quite like the paperclip where you're trading for something bigger, better, because this requires a lot more work and money into each step of the way. But it's the same kind of idea.
catch up on comments here. Oh, here we go. Any thoughts? I mean, do you have any I guess experience or knowledge with the Lexus 5-liter V8?
Nope, only
Nope.
the 4 liter.
Okay. Um, let's see here. Yeah.
Lexus
Uh,
5.0 V8.
my
You are so that's like the same as what's in the Tundra-ish, same
uh,
generation of engine.
all right. I was out looking at my future project today. Let's see if I can get this to show up for you guys here. The old 1980 tucked away in the corner of the pole barn. Um, I've been meaning to get to it this summer. It's going to happen at some point. But yeah, look at it. How high the look at how this thing would just I
It's
would
not
I would die if I hit a lifted truck from the rear. I would basically be eating the rear bumper of a lifted truck. But yeah, I'm gonna get around to that soon. I've got some ideas going around. I've been collecting a lot of parts over the summer. I have almost everything I need. I still need a front bumper and I think one door, but it's gonna happen. So I got
so the 2UR, which is that 5-liter Lexus engine. It's from like 2007 to present. The problem with stuff 2007 and later, or even like early 2000s and later, is they got so much more electronics and immobilizers and just too much hassle to deal with to make it a worthwhile swap. That being said, 2RFE, I don't know if it's got like a 4-wheel drive transmission and transfer case that would even bolt up to it to make it worth or work, seeing it's from a car. I figured I'd just give some insight on that question too. Well, because you
Yeah.
got me curious.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I think once you get in, like you said, that newer stuff, it's not worth it, in my opinion, to deal with all the electronics, especially when you get into immobilizers. That's kind of where I draw
Yeah,
the line.
yeah, exactly. There's too much junk to deal with on those.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Checking the emails here. I got a few. This is a Toyota with the Ranger bed from Austin. So that kind of messes with my head. Oh, get the back
Have we
view
seen
only.
this one or something similar to this one?
I don't know. You know what? I think I've seen it. You know what? You mentioned that. I have seen one done before, but it was not this one.
Was
So
it like, I swear we saw a step side bed on a Toyota. Maybe it was like a Chevy step side or something we saw.
that's what it was. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Okay.
and it looks really bad.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. I have seen Ranger beds, like splash beds, on uh, standard cab Toyota trucks, and it actually kind of matches the body lines a little bit, you know. But there you go. In case you're wondering, that's how it looks. Um, this is. I got this after the last show. This is the 85 pickup. He went ahead and bought it, so that's awesome. Give it a wash and a vacuum. Yep. Change the fuel and empty the tank first. OSFO, that's what we were just talking about. OSFO is is that phosphoric acid, um, but it's actually I think someone just said it's actually a little bit weaker. It's kind of watered down. Probably uh, something that's easier to buy, I'd guess. Are these the original wheels from 1985? Let me zoom in here. Nice. Yeah, looks good. Just a little bit of surface, but nicer than anything I've seen around here, that's for sure. Okay. Yes, those are the original wheels, but it looks like they just painted them black. I think the I think they came. Yeah, you can see some. I think I see some white in there. That's the original color, almost like an off-white. So yeah, nice score. Uh, okay, here we go. And I don't know what year this is. Oh wait a minute. It says Japanese Ford Ranger. I'm not sure. That's
That's just a meme that's been floating around.
oh
There's
okay.
people called Toyotas as Japanese Ford
Oh,
Rangers.
gotcha. Okay, so here we go. Clean truck. Nice. I like these wheels a lot. People hate them for some reason. These like
They're they're
claw or
Forerunner wheels.
yeah, the Forerunner wheels where it's like double like three spokes.
Hmm.
I think they look good on anything. I like them. What is this? That's cool. It's got the dual sunroofs. I've not seen those in forever.
It's an interesting style sunroof.
Yeah. It's like kind of like uh, you wanted T-tops, but you're it just wasn't going to work out.
It's not really gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Better off to have just a full sunroof at that point, but that's cool. It's different.
Well, I thought they yeah, maybe you know maybe the passenger doesn't want wind and the driver wants wind or vice versa.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah. Because you got to think, you know, when these trucks were new, you know, yeah, that was the big hair era, which you're returning to again. Maybe you don't want
Yes.
that wind messing up your flow, There you go. Two nice clean Yodas actually. They look good. Notice it's got the Smitty built two bumpers. Those are becoming very hard to find, so hang on to those, front and rear. Ever since Back to the Future trucks started selling for $60,000, everybody suddenly wants them. It's weird because like 10 years ago, people just give those away for like
Giving away, yeah.
yeah
I see, even up until somewhat recently, I've seen them just given away because people didn't want them anymore.
yeah they want nothing to do with them. Crazy how the times have changed. This is the Toyota, the Hilux from Portugal. So let's see. I thought he said it was an '89.
Yeah.
Maybe they're '89s. They're generations.
Still second hand. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Nice. All right, we are all caught up on emails, and we're approaching 10 o'clock here. Let me jump back and check any last comments. What do we have here? Oh wait, let me check and see if your email was spam. It's weird. Oh wait, yep, I've got three.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, back to email. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Um, why is it spam? All right, we are not spam. Where'd you? Oh, back over here. First idle in 6 years. All right. Oh, she sounds healthy.
Yep, she does.
Looking good. All right, now we're caught up.
Perfect.
All right, let me get back to comments here real quick. Skimming through here. 90s Hilux are the best workhorses to have. Yeah, that's the one that Whistling Diesel dropped from a helicopter
Yeah.
to kill because it would not die any other way. Let's see here. Do you guys know about the Super Select Mitsubishi gearbox? Great gearbox. The difference to the other gearbox, it's that it allows you to ride it in four-wheel drive, in high four-wheel drive as an all-wheel drive. No, I'm actually not familiar with that.
No, that's a non-Toyota.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't say I've ever owned any Mitsubishi product.
No, me neither.
Let's see, 86 pickup. That's the one we just checked out. Um, okay, so the both the red and the tan ones, with the spinning bolt bumpers, those were both 86s. Toyota Matte. Yeah, let me just check one more time. I'm not seeing that in spam. No, sorry. Make sure you put the S at the end of Toyota Tuesdays. Otherwise, somebody out there is getting a lot of random pictures. Yeah, that's a good point, Austin. Whistling Diesel destroyed a Ranger in 20 minutes. Took 3 videos to kill the Toyota and a helicopter. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I was pretty impressed with how long it lasted without even coolant. Just because those 3-liter diesels are notorious for like cracking heads and stuff. I mean, it could have had a cracked head, but it still kept going.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point. That is probably the longest destruction series he's had was the Toyota. Let's see. Flange seal replacement. Nice. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I just checked the emails. I did see your email, Jose. I think I did. No, wait, maybe I did. Yeah, I did get it. That was from the last episode. That was from July 1st. But here, we'll take a quick look here. This is Jose's 85. Nice. Yeah, we need more flex picks. If you guys could send in some flex picks, greatly appreciated. Yeah, no, that looks good. Good looking truck.
My first Toyota had the same rims on it. I love those rims.
Oh yeah, those are the Outlaws by American Racing or Outlaw Twos or something like that.
They look really good on the old trucks.
Yeah, they do.
Very period correct.
Very. Okay. Any info on lockers for an 86 with a 5-lug rear end? Wait, so it's a two-wheel drive? Yeah, please clarify, John. Let us know. Um,
Well, that's the two-wheel drive still using 8-inch
very few two-wheel
carrier,
drives have an 8-inch. Either has to be a 1-ton with the 5-lug, like the single 5-lug wheel.
but then it's got the 529s in the fourth sill. But that's slightly different than the normal like 410 carrier too. So I don't think lockers work in those either.
Okay. Um, and I
I think you're
know,
better off to a 6-bolt rear end.
yeah. Plus, you have a hard time finding the single wheel 1-ton rear end too. My 86 had one, and actually I wish I kept it now, but of course, that was I sold it 2 years before I needed it again. It'd be cool to put under my 1980. But yeah, those are very rare. And I had a 87 factory 4-speed, and the factory 4-speeds with I think they came with like a two high two or a 308, I forget, some lower ratio. They also had an 8-inch rear end, but it was a little bit different looking than the one under my 1-ton. But those were
Yeah.
both the only times I've ever seen a two-wheel drive come with an 8-inch rear end. Um, but yeah, let us know in the comments if you got any more info on that. Let's see. Do you know the YouTuber Austin Neem, uh,
Metallic?
Neemile? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a great one actually. For guys looking for 4Runner videos, check him out. I am subscribed to him, I believe. Um, let's see here. My IFS on my 86 runner needs all new ball joints and tie rods. It's really not complicated once you really look at it. Um,
Most Toyota's suspension systems aren't complicated at all, really, to wrap your head around. It's pretty straightforward as far as replacing parts. So
yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah. Or hey, by the time you buy all that stuff, you're what halfway to a solid axle swap. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The next live is going to be in 2 weeks. So we're on every other week during summertime because that's our prime wrenching season. It's not freezing out, so we're trying to get as much done as we can. So yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back on 2 weeks from today, which is going to be I can pull up my calendar here in a second. Got an 87 Hilux two-wheel drive. Is that hard to convert to four-wheel drive? Um,
So 97 Forerunner or Hilux Surf or Forerunner, third gen Forerunners, no, it's actually one of the easiest platforms to convert to a 4-wheel drive. If you buy a parts 4-wheel drive, all of the diff, the control arms, the CVs, the spindles, everything just bolts up. It's actually extremely easy to do on those ones.
nice.
Yeah.
Would I ever do a truck beat? I've thought about it, and I don't think. I mean, here I am in northern Ohio. Um, I don't know how many of my like viewers are within driving distance, but Yeah, if any guys want to drive to Ohio, man, sure. I mean, I thought about setting something like that up and even like working with like maybe a local Toyota dealership to have it like on their premises. But I don't
I
want
actually posted about this recently on my story for a 20,000 subscriber uh, meet. So I've been tossing around the idea. I posted it on my Instagram, seeing who would be interested because I wasn't even, well, same thing. I'm not even sure if there's enough locals that would even be interested in that. But I got some pretty good response to that, so I might actually do it come time of 20,000 subscribers. So,
that's cool. Well, that kind of gives me hope. I'd hate to just
mhm,
like have it and be like three trucks show up, you know. But
yeah. But yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Probably go to the local Toyota dealership, but they're actually my latest sponsor on my channel, so
oh,
it
nice.
works out. Yeah,
There you go. Frame reinforce. Thinking about to weld some plates on the frame near the cab. Critical stress point. I think as long as your frame is healthy, you know, and rust free, I've never seen any need to reinforce a Toyota frame.
unless you're doing a solid axle swap and
Yeah,
you want to reinforce the front arches. Lots of people do that, so that the shocks don't rip out the,
yeah,
the frame. But
yep. Or when you do the high steer and you get the IFS box, you got to reinforce that part of the frame. But that's it. Yeah, under the cab, and really from there on back should be fine as long as you're not rusty.
yeah,
So yeah, there. Thanks, Bob. August 17th will be the next live show that we do, and well, we'll get back to some of these finds here next week on these uh, local classifieds. But I'll leave you with one more just to make you want to like close the window down and not watch anymore tonight. We'll jump over here. This is a an '86 Rat Rod Toyota. So it's has three disco globes, 26 different color lights under the truck. Um, Real sword made in the shifter chain steering wheel, 20-inch wheels. It's called the Hillbilly Rockstar, and it is for sale in Kentucky. Could be yours for $4,000. Let's check it out. My buddy Scherf sent me this. He's uh, actually local to me, and he's got a couple Toyotas. We're getting to get together for a photo shoot. He's but a Toyota fan, so he had a good laugh about this one. Yeah, we'll start with the probably the word. This is the one you want to start with. Yeah, here's the interior. Looks like
no,
I'll let you guys make your own dirty jokes off the air. There it is. So here's the exterior. These, I don't know if you can see those up close or not. These are the, what do they call that? Uh, they're like the little stick-on diamonds. I forget what they're called. Uh, but bedazzled or whatever they're called. You know, they're fake diamonds you stick on, basically. I've seen where people do like whole, like their entire like car in it. But this guy did some tasteful decoration of the rear axle. Um,
they still,
oh shoot, I should have blocked his plate. No, nobody steal this truck. All right, that's not cool. I didn't block the plate. I hope nobody wants to steal this truck now. But there's the one of the globes. There's the looking right at the back there. I'm not sure. I think this might be the transformation to where it is now. I, not really sure, but you can see it's actually fairly rusty too. It might actually be that that entire section of the bed rusted and fell off. I've seen that happen before right there.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's how it stands now. And this must be another before photo. I think what he did was it just had like a lot of layers of spray paint, and it looks like he went back and yeah, you can see this. This is actually kind of cool. It almost looks like a when you eat like a jawbreaker, you know. You can see the different colors through it. So he sort of ground down certain parts, and you can see all the other previous colors underneath. I think that's actually kind of cool looking. Um, I'm digging the wood bed too. I like that a lot. So there, I said something nice. And
Have anything nice to say?
the wood bed. I mean, that's kind of cool. But yeah, chicken,
Got a mustache.
chickens and purple mustaches.
None of the above. No.
And yeah, there you go. This guy he must have had like a hookup on spray paint or something because I see
Got all.
of that 4 grand, about 500 of that is probably in spray paint. So yeah, there it is. So we'll leave that there tonight. Leave off at
Yeah.
that.
Please.
Um, actually, hold on, one more. We got okay. This is it. Promise, I promise, Clinton. We're gonna go after this. This is a Mega Cruiser. Have you guys seen a Toyota Mega Cruiser before?
Yes.
It's Toyota's answer to the original Hummer. And most of the ones I've seen were um, sort of like a full body. This one's like a truck, so it's kind of cool. It was 40. What was that? 6,000? $42,500. Uh, Four-cylinder diesel. Four.
That's actually the cheapest I've ever seen one listed.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's because it's so utilitarian. It's not the finished model like some of the other ones are.
I've seen a couple for like, yeah, $100,000.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cheap.
But yeah, here it is. It's got the portal axles just like the Hummer does. Front and rear locking diffs. Um, there's the 4100 cc diesel engine, and definitely bare bones, but pretty cool.
Hmm.
This will be a lot of fun off road. Here's the interior. Notice, I'll show you guys in a second here. Uh, is that door handle familiar to anybody? Guys, you second gen owners recognize that? That's the same door handle from the 84 to 88 pickups. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I've never seen one like that before. I've only seen the sort of, I don't know, what do you call it, SUV type ones with the full body on it.
Hmm.
So wide. Be cool to see one of those like actually on the road.
Yeah, I've never seen one on the road.
Me neither. I've never even seen one in
Rest
person.
or yeah, independent front and independent rear suspension.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a cool find for sure. Um, okay, real quick, last few comments. We're actually going to sign off tonight. Uh, let's see. Do I know anything about the four-door Hilux, 84 to 95? Well, we never had those here, so I can't be too specific about it. Um, what you want to know? Um, the reinforcements due to corrosion. They got inside the frame rails. Yeah, the bad thing is when you have that rust inside the frame rails and you slap on, you just weld a plate over that, that's going to continue to rot away inside, and all of a sudden it's going to be even worse. What I would do is, cut out the frame one side at a time, um, and make a cardboard template, cut out a new piece, and actually weld it back in. And then while you have that frame open, get in there with a shop vac or air compressor, whatever you have to do, and blow out as much of that crap as you can, because it's like those frames will fill up halfway with rust flakes and chunk and debris and whatever else ends up in there, acorns. But yeah, putting a cap over the rust is a band-aid basically, and it's going to come back to bite you worse, I think, in the long run. Unless the truck's just a beater or a trail toy and you don't plan on, having it around forever. But I've seen many of those frames patched, and it's always a concern. Let's see, $400 for all the IFS parts and 2K for a used solid axle. Okay, well there you go. That's enough for me. I'd rather spend $400 than 2K as well. Yeah, box Roger, you're right. But that's the problem with the box frames. They're so strong, but yeah, the mud gets inside, and if the drain holes get clogged, yeah, that's why if you guys do go through mud, you gotta like take the time and the effort to actually clean it and blast all that mud out. And we talked about this before in the show too. Park on an incline and blast, all the stuff to the back of, wash it out of the back of the frame, and then park the other way and get your power washers inside those frame holes and blast all the crud and crap out to the front of the frame. Also, those factory holes or maybe those drain holes are like eighth of an inch. Go ahead and drill those out to like a quarter inch, and that'll help more stuff get out and less clogging and Clinton's cat's stealing the show there. But yeah, they're definitely a little bit more work than a C channel for sure. um, at the expense of a little bit of flex, a C channel is going to be easier to clean and uh, last longer potentially. Dirt Garage. I'd love to see more wheeling videos. I've never been to Canada, but where I'm at in Colville, Washington, I'm only a couple hours away. Well, use your man for wheeling videos. So
Yeah,
I
I'd like
guess
to do more wheeling videos, but when I'm always broken, it's kind of hard.
yeah, it's been a rough year because things just keep breaking.
Yeah, I missed most of snow wheeling season, and now I'm missing summer wheeling season.
Yeah, it's been a rough one for sure.
Hopefully by fall and this winter we'll have lots of content. So
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for checking in. We're gonna roll out. We're running a little over tonight, but thanks for sticking around. And the next show is gonna be on the 17th of August. And don't forget, go over to the future channel for the show. There's a link up at the pinned comment at the top, and subscribe there. One of these days, we're gonna get around to switching the show to that channel once we get, all of our viewing audience over there. Um, and if you have any emailed pictures of your truck we didn't get to today, or you want to send them anytime before the next show, go ahead and do that, and we'll take a look at those for the next show as well. So, Clinton, what future next video? What do you got coming up?
an update on the one use Z swap, the 3 months later slash 5,000 kilometers later. Just my thoughts and stuff on it. So just a talking video essentially.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wheel restoration was going well until I found out that some of my paint, I'm mixing different paints. My clear is not compatible with my silver, and I'm so glad I did it on a test panel first. Um, so I got to go back and figure out what's going to work. So that's going to be delayed. I may just throw up something short here if I get a chance, but that's about it for me. So yeah, thanks for checking in, guys, as always, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So take care.
Yeah.